LA Talk Radio thanks you for being a listener. Did you know you too can host your own radio show with us? Go to our site at latalkradio.com or email info@latalkradio.com right now and start your show today.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Jenny's Real Talk on the Block with Jennifer DeVoe, only on LA Talk Radio.
What up, all our listeners out there in Radio Land in Los Angeles? It is I, Jennifer DeVoe, your hostess with the mostest for Jenny's Real Talk on the Block, LA Talk Radio, Channel 1, and with my wonderful co-host and / husband, James Muse. What up, JJ?
How you doing, baby? How are you today?
Good, how are you? Okay, anyway, let's not be all sappy like that today. Anyway, so starting off, we have today with us Eric Jeffries from The Hard Way.
What up?
Awesome. Great hard rock band, heavy metal. What do you got? What do you consider yourself? Hard rock or heavy metal? What do you,
hard rock.
Hard rock, right?
Yeah.
Hard rock band in Los Angeles, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. Just keep it real, as we like to do.
Right.
But we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. We're going to play some of the songs from The Hard Way. We're going to be talking about upcoming projects. There's a concert coming up this Friday night at the Whisky, so we're going to talk about that. Lots of great stuff.
Definitely.
But one of the first things I want to talk about and address today before we get into everything wonderful is the fact that last Thursday, July 20th, unfortunately, the lead singer of Linkin Park, Chester Bennington, committed suicide by hanging himself. And severe depression. He left a note, kind of, sort of ish, and it was just he was really good friends with Chris Cornell from Soundgarden.
I got a lot of opinions on that. And
Chris, yeah, we'll talk about the opinions in a second. Chris Cornell committed suicide by hanging himself in May. And July 20th, last Thursday, would have been Chris Cornell's 53rd birthday. So Chester Bennington, I guess, couldn't handle the fact that his friend had passed away on his birthday. But by taking yourself out the same exact way that he did, it's really sad because, I don't know, we got married in Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
It's in LA though, but Lincoln spelled like the president, not like the band, which would have been cool. But then 5 days later they commit suicide. That's not good. I don't like that. I didn't like that. And it was just sad though. Depression really hits people really hard. I mean, such great people as Robin Williams and other people have gone because of that. What are your thoughts on this, Eric, about what happened?
Well, I mean, as far as Robin Williams, a lot of people don't agree with this. This is my personal feeling. But, I mean, if you're going to hang yourself in a chair, then that's got to be more autoerotic asphyxiation.
Usually.
Than somebody hanging himself.
But he found out that he was diagnosed with the early stages of Parkinson's disease. Oh. And he couldn't handle that because he already saw what Michael J. Fox was going through, having had it for so long.
But he's early stages at the age of 65 or 60?
but if it hits the onset of Parkinson's disease doesn't hit you till your 60s or older, it's
progresses
really
quicker.
bad.
Is that what you're saying?
And it's more violent, more bad. It's really bad, and he didn't want to go out like that or be remembered that way. And
you stop acting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Why kill yourself in a chair?
He couldn't handle not being him anymore, I guess, at some point.
Wait a minute. Robin Williams was known about being jerky and his whole
one would think.
So you could cover that completely up if you want to be that manic guy.
I guess he just couldn't handle it.
Well,
I
depression is rampant nowadays anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, fuck, I've been depressed for over a year.
Look who's I've been depressed since November, since I found out Trump was going to be president.
Oh, you don't even get me started on that.
Fucking
Holy
elections, crap. I've been fucking depressed. And then in January when his ass took office, that's even more depressing.
No, he's
Anywho.
fucking with the Justice Department. Justice Department's going to come back.
I can't talk.
They're gonna get
I
him.
can't talk about that because hopefully I will be working for Republican candidate for Congress, Candace Camper for Congress.
Good luck with that.
So I'm hoping.
Let's have a few more rants first.
I'm kind of liberal. I'm kind of liberal. That's my issue. Where can I in good conscience and good faith work for a Republican? It's okay. It's okay. It's a paycheck. It's all right.
Now
And
you
I
sound like
love-
Jeff Sessions.
Yeah, exactly. It's a paycheck. It's a paycheck.
Yeah, take his job. Job's ready to fire him.
Sure, why not? I'll take his job. Fuck it.
Attorney General.
Couldn't do any worse.
I'll use Trump's money too. Hey man, what's up? I'll be friends
But
with
see,
you
the whole
too,
thing,
man.
if he started tweeting bullshit at me, I start firing back on him.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I could tweet
Really?
like a motherfucker.
Trust me, I got a
Don't you
whole
tell
list of
me-
shit I can fucking list about you.
Tell me I can fucking tweet like a motherfucker. I tweet up a storm. Even though you're only allowed so many characters, and then you're fucking shit out of luck.
Well, that's all
And
right.
then you got to trail on to another tweet, and then another one, and then another one. Because if you really
Well, as
have a
long
lot
as you
to
got
say,
a week, I got plenty to say.
yeah, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to because you have to shorten that shit up. Twitter is a pain in the ass, dude. I gotta shorten all my fucking posts up to this little fucking thing because you only have so many characters.
Oh wow.
Son of a bitch.
Well, what you have to do is you have to tailor each one. You have to start off. Well, I really like people to be covered with health insurance, but Trump is a dick because you have to keep it within 140.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you're right. It's 140. You're so good at this too. 140.
Yeah.
So what I did was I went on July 26th on at Jenny's Real Talk.
Yeah.
I do the little things, and then I went will be at the Hard Way. And I put both your pages.
That's cool.
There.
Thank you.
And then I went. I just did shit like that.
And then put in Trump as a dick at the end.
That'd be awesome. And Trump is a dick.
And a
140
dumbass.
characters.
And Trump is a dick.
And a dumbass.
Trump is a dick.
He is a dumbass.
Dumb. Anyway.
Dumb.
So this Friday night, July 28th at the Whisky A Go Go in West Hollywood,
Yes.
California.
Hollywood.
We love the whiskey. It's one of my favorite venues to see shows. I love
It's our
it.
home on the strip.
Yeah, it's great, dude. It's great, and I'm glad that you're going to be performing there. So this Friday night, July 28th, will be the Hard Way. Any other bands besides? I mean, obviously Queensryche afterwards, but is there any other bands before you? Or is it just
I
like
know.
you
I
and
know
then
on
him?
the whiskey bill, they've got two others before us.
Okay.
But if I know the whiskey, there's probably 5 before us.
Jesus,
You know,
they do.
'cause
They do cram that in there. They'll cram in as many fucking bands as
Yeah,
they
people come
possibly
in at
can.
8 o'clock that are playing for 3 people.
Well, what
you know
time
what I
are
mean?
you going on? Okay,
Oh,
so
we're direct
the
support.
Hard Way.
We're direct support.
You're
So
direct
sometime
support.
between 10 and 10:30, we hit the stage.
Okay, so-
and then Jeff's right after us.
Okay, gotcha. So the Hard
Oh,
Way.
wow.
Hard Way will be on somewhere around 10:30
I
at
might
night.
be able to go see him then.
All right, then pop.
Then let's do this.
pop
I'll get up
over.
at 10.
Pop over. We'll just. I'll go in, and then you come over as the plus one. We got.
There
this.
you go.
We got it.
I didn't know. I thought
If
it was
you
gonna
can
be
do it,
something
you can
earlier.
do it.
10:30.
I could probably put the ticket under your name.
I could probably
Put one ticket under his name.
Yeah,
and
there we go.
then whatever.
I'm
I'm going to be coming over earlier because I want to see the bands that go on before you. I like to because a lot of the stuff I like to do is when I'm there to discover one band, like a band invites me and I go to see it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. But I like to go earlier if there's bands before them, and I like to stay later if there's bands after them because I discover a lot of freaking bands.
You do.
ED.
You do.
Like
Dead.
Dead. Yeah, it was good.
We're gonna have Dead on the show
Yeah.
soon. Oh, and $11 bills will be on the show.
I respect the fact that you come down early because I mean we load in at like 4:30 in the afternoon for sound check.
Right.
And then we have to wait on whoever the headliner is to finish their sound check.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're pretty much done. Sometimes they wait until the doors are open just to be dicks. You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we played with LA Guns at the Canyon Club last month. They,
that's the one in Agora. That's the one in Agora Hills, right?
Yeah.
I was supposed to go see Orgy there.
So
Friday
Phil
night.
wasn't even on the stage, but Tracy and the rest of the band are playing blues for an hour that nothing they're going to play that night, just to load up the time so they can keep the other bands from getting sound checks.
Oh, that's.
I mean,
that's
you
a
run into
dick
that a
move.
You run
that's
into that a lot in
move.
this business.
That's a dick move.
You run into a lot of those.
Dick move.
moves.
I really would like to see the Tracy Gunn, LA Guns, his version of LA Guns.
It's really good.
I would like to see him.
give it that.
I was thinking about reaching out to him and saying, "Hey, what up?" And
him and Michael Grant play really, really well together.
Yeah.
And Michael Grant's a really phenomenal guitar player.
I mean, come on. There would be if there was no LA Guns and no Hollywood Rose, there would be no Guns and Roses. See what I'm saying? Because that's where it all came from. Those two bands, part of each band, merged to make the third band.
Tracy was there for a minute until they couldn't get along with
welcome to the
Tracy.
Yeah,
jungle.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it all came to be. Those two bands, some of the members of each one of them merged and made their own. I love all three, so I don't really care. I would gladly have any three of them on our show.
Well, back to my point earlier about getting there at 4:30. We load in, we do our sound check and everything, and then we'll go up to the Rainbow and have a couple of shots and maybe some pizza or some shit.
Oh, cool.
And then we come back down, and I'm that guy that's there for the opening band, and I watch every single act on the bill.
Cool.
And I'll watch 4 or 5 bands before we play.
Right.
Just I like to get the lay of the land in the room.
Totally.
We see how these guys came off, and if there's something in there that I really like. There's certain bands I've chased them down, and they're saying, "Oh, well, I'll just give you a CD." No, I'm paying for your CD because you're working for a living,
right?
I mean that's the kind of respect you're supposed to present.
Oh, totally.
And you're there to hear everybody.
Yeah,
and that's Granted, I have the luxury of being there at 4:30. I don't know if you call it luxury, but I'm there at 4:30, so I'm there to see every band, and I like to. That's one of my things. That's kind of
cool.
My show setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's cool though. You get to see also what's out there.
You do.
What's some of the new talent, younger guys.
Yep.
I have Hypnostic. I want on my show eventually too. They're
good.
I love them. They played at the Whiskey. That's where I found them. There's so many bands. So many good bands out there that like The Hard Way, and we're gonna be playing your songs. But this Friday night, July 28th, will be a bunch of bands. We don't know who, and then The Hard Way.
Well, why don't I bring it up?
We'll figure it out. Yeah, bring it up on your phone. Let's find out who the hell's playing.
Yeah.
But we know
Who are
we
you
know it's
and
a
why
few
are you
bands. We know it's a couple at least. More maybe than we The Hard Way. About 10:30. We know how the fucking shows go in goddamn LA, especially at all the ones.
I'm pretty sure
over there.
we're going to go on.
Dude, all the ones over there in fucking West LA on the Sunset Strip, Sunset part is all. It's crazy.
Here we go. One of the bands, which is actually on tour with Geoff right now, is Kicking Harold.
Okay, nice.
I've never heard of Kicking Harold.
Well, but it's nice we'll discover them.
Or kicking?
Kicking Harold.
Ass.
I'll kick you in the face.
It's Kicking Harold. It sounds like he's kicking Harold in the face. Okay, what else?
Kicking Harold, and then Till Death Do Us Part.
Oh, I've heard of them. I've heard of them. So I've heard they're really good.
I hear
I
they're
would
doing
like to
some
check them
shows.
out. Ooh, I'm going to check them out. So I'll probably show up about 7.
Okay.
Because that's when the shows usually kind of... they start about 8 usually. I noticed. I like to watch how each venue does their stuff. But so then Geoff Tate, I guess. Can't say Queensryche, but whatever. Geoff Tate, the wonderful frontman of the band Queensryche, which is no more kind of sort of.
Well, he was basically the leader of that band.
He was. He's the one that founded it. Him and
the
what was it?
direction
Chris,
of it and everything
DeGarmo.
else.
There was a couple of people like him and one or other or something that. Oh my God, Scott Rockenfield. I'm sorry. He's one of the most incredible drummers in the entire fucking world.
He's such a
I'm
nice
a huge
guy,
drummer.
Jeff.
I'm a huge
He really
drummer
is.
person. I love the drummers, but I love the frontmen too. And Geoff Tate is my second favorite frontman in the entire fucking world. Number 1 would be Robert Plant from fucking Led Zeppelin, because that's my favorite band in the whole world. And Queensryche is my second favorite band. And I've seen them twice. If I get paid to see you fucking twice, you goddamn better believe I get it free this time, bitches. Woo! I'm just saying, Sam.
So my goal in life has got to be for you to pay to see me twice.
Dude, seriously.
Right. So what instrument do you play?
I'm the singer.
Oh, lead singer.
Yeah, he's lead singer, man. Yeah.
So yeah, all the groupies.
Yeah.
Well, not in front of my wife. I don't.
Not with the wife. Not with the wife. Yeah, not with the wife.
Yeah.
But that'd be cool.
Let me say some shit
wife.
like that to you.
Right, yeah. Well, Geoff Tate will be singing Operation Mindcrime in its entirety, and apparently it's going to be an acoustic set, I guess, with
It's an
some
acoustic
violins
set?
and some other things.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's so much acoustic as it is just kind of a different take on it.
different take on it. Okay,
Because I mean, he's got,
it'll be interesting.
from what I understand, I've not seen, what he's doing right now.
Okay.
From what I understand, it's a different take on a lot of this stuff.
Interesting.
But it does have, some acoustic stuff, and I think it does have some violins. I don't know if it's got some horns in there. It might be. I'm not sure.
It's going to be interesting.
It should be different. It's getting great reviews.
I never got to see it when it came through the first time in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like when the album came out, because I was a late bloomer on hard rock and heavy metal. I was starting to like it as a teenager in the 80s.
I was crazy about it at 10, so
I
remember.
I was like 13, so I would say, so that's what, 13. So I was like 1986, 85, 86 when I started kind of liking that stuff. More so 87 and on, like 14 and older is when I really started getting into all that. So, but Queensryche was always a big band for me, but I didn't discover Operation Mindcrime till like 1994. So it had already been out for almost like 7-8 years.
Well, the first time I ever saw Queensryche, I was living in Boston. I was going to Berklee College of Music.
Nice.
And there was a show that was I think it was in Providence, Rhode Island. And we traveled to go see it, and it was Queensryche and a band called Coney Hatch. Do you remember Coney Hatch?
No, that doesn't sound familiar.
They were around, they were kind of like the Rods. You remember the Rods?
Yeah, I remember them.
About that level of fame, you know what I
all
mean?
right.
They didn't really get too far, but they had a couple of things that were cool.
You're a C-level band.
Yeah, but they were really, really good live.
Okay, that's cool.
What the problem with Coney Hatch is they didn't really write hooky enough stuff.
Okay,
that was really the thing. They couldn't connect with an audience.
See,
they can with as far as musicians, but the general public was a whole different thing.
Remember where Foxwood used to be? Over over near there. That's where I saw them play Queensryche play the first time in '95 with Typo Negative, and Typo Negative's suck dick on stage. They were horrible. They were so horrible, and they didn't suck dick well either. It was really, really bad. It was
sloppy.
So atrocious. It was very sloppy. The drummer was off. Everybody was fucking off. Like I was like, dude, like we're paying to see this, and you just everybody's like, no, I don't know what the hell their problem was. They were all drugged out or some shit. I don't fucking know, but they were just totally off their game. They were doing. I remember the Black number one. They were doing, black number one or whatever. And they were doing that, and I was like, oh, Jesus. They fucked that up. They fucked it up. I was like, okay. Please, Queensryche, come out. Please come out. And they hit the stage, and everything was wonderful after that. But
yeah,
and then I saw him in 2000. I was telling you earlier, so I saw him in 2000 in Portland, Maine. And I saw them with Halford. Rob Halford had his own band in Halford that opened up for them. And then it was Queensryche. And then it was Iron Maiden was the headliners. So that was an epic show. All three bands were great. So I couldn't say a damn thing about that show. That was great. Got to hear some of Judas Priest's awesome stuff, but I've never been able to see Operation Mindcrime performed in its entirety because by the time I saw them, it was already 7-8 years or so since the album had come out, and they were no longer doing that specific tour. At this point, it was the next album after. I was trying to remember the next one after that. Started with a P.
Is Empire.
Not Empire, but the one after.
Mindcrime.
It was like Promised Land or something.
No, after
the one that came out in the 90s. I mean,
that was after Empire.
Yeah, no, but it was all after that. Like it was
like
in the 90s. They were on that tour. They were on that tour, the Promised Land tour.
That was a weak record.
Yeah, kind of was.
Queensryche.
Well, they were on that tour, and he did perform a couple songs from Operation Mindcrime, but it wasn't that full tour, So this is going to be epic to see it like performed in its entirety.
I was at Rocklahoma in 2008.
Okay,
and that's when they did the Operation Mindcrime tour with a stage show.
Nice.
And you had Pamela Moore playing Sister Mary.
Oh, that would be great.
It was pretty awesome. And afterwards, I was back because I'm friends with the Tesla guys. So I was backstage, and there was back in Rocklahoma. Back behind the stage where all the artists are, they have trailers and stuff where everybody stays. But they also have this structure. It's kind of like a saloon. It's all 2x4s, not painted or anything.
Interesting.
2-story. Bottom story is a dressing room, which Chase Freely used and Twisted Sister used, those guys. And upstairs is just this open bar. You just walk in, you just kind of make your own drink.
Nice.
Oh, wow. So I'm up there, I make a drink, I'm out on and you walk out, and there's like a patio you can walk out, and you can oversee all the backstage area. And when I walk in to go make my drink, Geoff Keith from Tesla, they'd played right before
Love Geoff
Queensryche,
Keith, yeah.
right? And this is after the Queensryche show. So Queensryche's in there eating their food in their big, aluminum trays, whatever they get, the catering brought them.
Like a trough. No,
right.
Kidding. No, just kidding.
And so I walk back in there to make a drink, and I walk, and there's this really, really hot girl. She's like 25. I mean,
right.
Statuesque brunette. I mean, everything was in the right place. She was absolutely gorgeous. And she's leaning over, because, you walk around, and there's this little bar area, and you walk around the side of the bar and you go make your own drinks. There's a refrigerator with beer or whatever.
Nice.
And so I walk past, and Geoff was leaning from behind the bar, leaned over, talking, trying to pick up on this girl. And she's like, into it also. And I walk around, and I'm standing next to Geoff, and I'm pouring a shot, and she goes, and he's like doing all his best play and everything. She goes, "That's great. What band are you in again?" And I started laughing.
That's just wrong.
I started laughing. Geoff started punching me, and I kind of walked away.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a great story. And I reminded him later, and he goes, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." It was embarrassing.
Nice.
That's funny.
All right. Well, I would like to play a song by The Hard Way. We have 3 songs. They all have awesome titles, of course. The first one is Diabolical Bitch.
Diabolical Bitch.
I
Everybody
personally love that
knows.
name.
My favorite already.
The second one is Flesh and Blood, and the third one's The Walking Dead. And they all have awesome fucking titles, so I'm down to play any 3. So what we're going to do dealer's choice. What would you like to play?
Start out with some Diabolical.
Ooh, let's do Diabolical.
Because everybody
Bitch.
knows a Diabolical Bitch.
Yeah, I know a few.
Me too.
All right, anyway. I think
Probably know the same ones.
I think we've dated. We both dated some. Anyway, let's go. here on James Real Talk on the Block, LA Talk Radio Channel 1, The Hard Way with Diabolical Bitch.
All right.
Hold on to your head, hold on to your heart, 'cause Metal Babe Mayhem is more than just an online store. It's a destination. MetalBabeMayhem.com.